Hello, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Erica. I'm the owner of the 128 Collective. We are a marketing operations and strategy firm, and this week's content theme is all about improving your marketing reporting in 2026. So something that we see a lot in reporting is that either the data isn't designed for decisions, because really the reason that we look at data is to help us make informed decisions and improve our marketing, be more efficient, optimize where we need to. And secondly, the other issue that we see a lot is designing it for the wrong type of audience. So 9 times out of 10, you're building a dashboard for an executive team and they want to see high-level metrics. When you're building it to help you move better on marketing, things need to look a little bit different. And I'm going to be talking about this on my social channels this week, but if you want to just read the blog or get the email newsletter, you can go to the128collective.com/links. That is where we have like all of our links, everything to help you guys, free resources, all of that. And you can also just check the description bar below to get to the blog. But today we're doing 3 live dashboard builds. And I want to preface this by saying a couple things, because these are really, really simple, straightforward dashboard builds. They're not going to solve all of your reporting problems for you, but they're just meant to kind of give you a step in the right direction and help you start building momentum. We also wanted to make this as accessible as possible to everyone. So we used free tools only when doing this. So it is very elementary, but what you're going to need is, please hold, a Google account, access to Google Ads if you use that, or your Google Analytics property, and your Google Drive. And what we're going to build is 3 dashboards, one that shows budget pacing versus your plan, 2, your lead volume and efficiency trends with leads, and 3, your channel level contribution. And every single one of these will be designed to answer a question. So without further ado, let's head over to the screen shares and I will check in with you guys one more time. Alrighty, let's do this. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to help you put together this is very simplified, but this is your spending versus your budget. So pacing against the budget. This is the most simple way that you could report on this. So there's a few things that you need to do first, and let's get into those. So the first thing you're going to do is open up a Google sheet, call it your budget control sheet template, and you're going to add for column A, channel, and column B, monthly budget, and go ahead and plug in whatever you need here. So for this example, I just have Google Ads at a $10,000 monthly budget. Then you're going to open up Google Looker Studio, create a new report, and call it your marketing performance report. And we're going to build this table together. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to come to add data, and you're going to go through and you're going to add your data sources. So you'll need to connect your Google Analytics property, your Google Ads property. If you have other ads properties you would like to connect, now is a good time to do so. There are a ton here, and then you can also search for partner connectors if you don't see what you need. And then Google Sheets, and you're going to want to connect your budget control sheet template. As soon as you click this, you're going to have all of your spreadsheets come up. So just select the right one. And once you add all of those, you will see them here on the data side. I already have mine added here, but all of my data is in here. And if I go to add data, my data sources, I do more than just this, so all of my stuff is in here. Anywho, from here, we're going to create a blended data source. So you'll come up to resource and you'll go to manage blends, and you are going to you're going to add a blend. I'm just going to click edit blend because it's already created, and you're going to see just this one table come up. You won't see this stuff yet. So what you're going to do is you're going to label table 1 ad spend, and you're going to connect your Google Ads added data source. From here, you're going to click here, and you're not going to select channel, but you're going to add a calculated field. You're going to call it channel, and you're going to force it to match whatever you need from here. So for mine, this was Google Ads. Oops, that is not spelled right. Google Ads. And then you'll click apply. But I already did this, so I'm going to get out of here. Your metric, you're going to want to select cost. You can just select that from the groups available. And then you're going to click join another table, and that's going to pop up this little condition connector and then table 2. So you're going to call table 2 add budget, and from the data sources, you're going to select that spreadsheet that you just connected. From here, you're going to select channel for your dimension and monthly budget for your metric. And then you're going to come up here to this condition connector, and you're going to select left outer, and you want to make sure that it says channel ad spend and channel ad budget here, and then you'll click save. As soon as you do this, this button should be blue. So go ahead and hit save, and then you can close out. From here, you're going to add a chart and together. Let's try it again. So where I messed up is I didn't select the right data source. You want that to be your blended data. So from here, you can have your dimensions set at channel, your metric at cost, and then you can also add in your monthly budget. And if you drag this across, obviously I don't love this because we want to see the exact values, but this is just another way that you could do it. Obviously this is pretty useless. You're going to want to see it like this, but this is just a different type of table. As long as your data source is correct, you'll be able to see for any given time period that you have your channel, your cost, and your monthly budget. We can add a control here, and we can add date range control. So people can select a date range, and then this will auto update. So let's do advanced. Let's do this quarter to date. We're very low on our spending, but that's just an example of something you can do. And then you can also add, text. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. So you can kind of make your reports a little bit prettier. Do budget pacing versus, add spend versus budget pacing. And we can take this up to 48. Can change the color. Let's make it, teal, because we're fun. We can change the font. Let's go techie today, because why not? And you can do more with this here. You could give it a background color. That's very ugly. What goes good with blue? Maybe just like a light yellow, sure. So that's an example, and then you can move things around. Obviously, it's a drag and drop editor. All right, so let's move on to the next tutorial. Alrighty, for this next part, we are going to focus on understanding our lead efficiency in Google Ads. So I went ahead and I added a page, but you could just go to page and do new page, or Command M if you're on a Mac. I'm gonna go ahead and navigate to my next page here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to resource and manage added data sources, and we're going to click on Google Ads. From here, we're gonna click add a field, and we're going to select calculated field. So the field name here is going to be CPL, or cost per lead. And the formula is going to be cost over conversion, and make sure that they are actual fields, and then click save. This is going to add CPL as a metric that we can use in any chart, so we don't have to blend anything because our Google Ads account already gives us cost and conversion. You'll want to make sure that conversions are being tracked correctly in Google Ads before you do this. That is something that people miss a lot. If you want help with that, go to the description of this video and we can chat. So, add a chart, and we're going to do a time series. Alrighty. Under setup, the data source is Google Ads, and we are going to use date for the dimension. And for the metric, we're going to pull in our new CPL. Now we're going to add another time series. And we're going to do date, and we're going to do the metric of conversions. And then we're going to add a scorecard. And we're going to do CPL. Now let's go to control and add a date range control. So essentially, this is showing our cost per lead and then the amount of conversions. So you could go in and you could add in questions here. How much does a lead cost us? And then you could go in and you could add text here. How many leads are we receiving? Oops, I can't spell. And then you could go in here. Oh, I spelled it wrong still. What is wrong with me? Receiving. I think that's right. And then what is our average cost per lead? Obviously this is not very pretty. Let's add in our title. So this is lead efficiency in Google Ads. We're gonna pull it up to our 48. Let's give her a font color. I'm feeling red. I'm just having fun with these because I always have to match these to people's brands. So like, why not have a little bit of fun while I can? In the background could be like a bluish color. I am clearly not a designer. Oops. All right. So we have our ad spending versus budget. The question this answers is, how is our spending compared to budget? Are we overspending or underspending? And then we have lead efficiency in Google Ads. How much is a lead costing us? December 20th, it cost us $58, but January 4th, it cost us $24.75 versus how many conversions are we getting? And what's our average cost per lead? All right, let's move on to the third chart. All right, the last report we're working on together today is the channel efficiency report. And so you'll want to go here and add a new page. I already did that. We have 3 pages. And I've only connected my Google Ads, there it is, Google Ads. However, if you have other channels, you would just basically duplicate this for all of your advertising channels. So we're going to be looking at conversions, cost per lead, but essentially what we're going to do is create a table for channel efficiency. So we're going to come to add chart and insert table. If we did channel for this, it would be online. You could blend a bunch of data together here too, but I am essentially going to do advertising channel type, and that will list out all of my different types of Google Ads that I'm running. Underneath metrics, we are going to look at conversions. We're going to look at cost, and we're going to look at cost per lead, which is what we created in the last tutorial. And these will say null because these campaigns aren't active. So, we could get these out of here. They're not really bothering me too much, honestly, but let's just pull all of this together a bit. Why are you like this? Whatever. So then you can sort the table either by ascending or descending. We're going to go by descending, and the sort should be by CPL, because that is the most telling metric we have. There we go. And then we can also add some conditional formatting here. There we go. Conditional formatting, add formatting. So rules, color scale. But essentially, if the CPL is less than 13, we will make the CPL red. Oh, not font. Reset. Cell background color, red. Save. Okay. Add formatting, and actually, did I say greater than? I think I did. Yeah. Rules, if the CPL is less than 12, then we want the CPL to be green. Save. Okay. I did mess that up. So this should be greater than. That's my bad. Sorry, guys. Greater than 13. Greater than 12, actually. Save. Okay. So now we have 2 flags that can immediately pull as a signal for marketers that, okay, search campaigns are a little bit expensive. They're bringing in less conversions than Performance Max, which Performance Max we should be doubling down spend on. So this is channel efficiency. Oops. Let's do it up here. Let's make it purple, because why not? We've been doing the size 48. What do we got here? Sure. Oops, that didn't change. There we go. Make it bold. Okay, I'm kind of bored by that. Let's do, yeah, why not? Background. Yeah, why not? Let's go crazy. It looks like pic art or whatever, like Paint, if you were, I might be aging myself a little bit, but the Paint app. Anywho, so what this is answering is which channels are most profitable and effective for us. You could also add a scatter plot. And on the x-axis, if you go to setup, x-axis would be cost, y-axis would be conversions, bubble size would be CPL, and then you could color the bubbles by channel. I think that would be in style. Bubble color. There we go. Advertising channel type. You could go by bubble order. That's so fun. Or dimension values. And let's just pull this bad boy over. Why are you being like this? There we go. And so how you would read it is in the top left, you have anything that is high conversions and low spend. Bottom right is low conversions, high spend. And anything that's just kind of a larger bubble has a higher CPL. So you can kind of hover over that. The last thing we're going to do is add that date control. This is something that a lot of stakeholders will like to see. So then they can, you know, this month to date, sure. Adjust things. This is a tough month for us, apparently. December was better. Anyhow, that is all. I really hope that was helpful for you. If you found this to be helpful, please comment below. Like I said, this was a really elementary, introductory type of view to dashboarding. So if you want to see something more advanced, please pop it below and we can talk to you about that there. This is not an end-all be-all. And I was having a lot of fun with the formatting in those, so please take that with a grain of salt, but I would never do those crazy fonts and deliver that to a client. But anywho, if there's anything else that I can help you with in this area, please let me know. Otherwise, check out the blog. That's a great supplement to this video. Subscribe to our email newsletter. We pick a content theme every single week that is aimed at helping companies have better, more sustainable results from their marketing. I will see y'all next week. Bye.